Whether you're planning for retirement or just looking to get out of the cold, Fort Myers continues to be one of the top cities that comes to mind for people from all over the world. But is it really as affordable as people make it out to be? That's what I'm breaking down for you right now. What's going on, everyone? I'm Rick Harrison with MVP Realty, and on this channel, I teach you everything you need to know about living, buying, and selling in Fort Myers, Florida. So if you'd like to learn more about what it's like to live, work, eat, and play in one of the Gulf Coast's favorite cities, the good, the bad, and the crazy, this is the channel for you. So make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you're notified every week when a new video comes out. Also, don't forget to leave a comment below. I love reading them all, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm getting questions every day about what it's like to live here, places to live, and things to do. So if you have a question, give me a call, shoot me a text, or fire off an email, and I'll make sure you've got the info you need to make the best decision. All right, as promised today, we're talking about the cost of living in Fort Myers, Florida, and if it's really as low and great as everyone makes it out to be. Now I'm going to start this video off by saying that depending on where you live in the United States, living in Fort Myers, Florida might be a lot closer to the cost of living that you're already used to than you think. So for those of you that don't already know me, I moved to Fort Myers, Florida from Connecticut, so I'm well aware of the cost of living in the Northeast. With that being said, I also grew up hearing about how much cheaper it would be to live in Florida and retire in Florida, like I'm sure many of you have as well. So is it true? Well, according to bestplaces.com, Fort Myers is rated a 96.2 out of 100. On this scale, 100 is the average cost of living across the United States. So Fort Myers is considered to be a little below average as far as the overall cost of living goes. But what does that look like, and what are the pros and cons of living in Fort Myers? Well, for one, there's no state income tax, so while your paychecks might be a little less than your current employment, you're taking home more than you usually do. You're also not paying as much in taxes on products and services that you're buying in Florida. And who wouldn't like to keep a little more of your money in your own pockets? Money in your own pockets. For those employed or seeking employment in the hospitality industry, we have what's called season down here, which is when tourists and what we also call snowbirds come from all over the world to spend about 3 to 4 months of living in Fort Myers and its surrounding cities. This is a time when the industry thrives and service people throughout the hospitality industry see a sizable spike in their income. Another great benefit specific to Fort Myers is the public transportation. Fort Myers has public transportation routes throughout it, making it very affordable to get around to major shopping hubs, beaches, nightlife, and all kinds of other attractions. So how about the negatives living here? Well, more recently, in sync with the COVID housing market, the cost of homeownership has increased quite a bit. But to be honest, it really feels like it's corrected itself. Because for years, you could buy a waterfront Gulf access pool home for under $400,000. Where else in the United States could you do that in the last 2 decades? Not on the East Coast, and definitely not on the West Coast. Maybe, and that's a big maybe, in South Central United States, but that's still up for debate. So while over the last couple of years, prices have increased, the median home price in Fort Myers is just $208,000. So I would say the market has corrected to what home prices are like in most other states. We just had it good for such a long time down here, and even with home prices increasing, property taxes are still relatively low, especially from what I was used to in Connecticut. Plus, if you homestead your property as a primary residency, you'll see a nice $50,000 break on your property taxes. So healthcare costs are one of the highest categories in terms of cost of living, but at the same time, Fort Myers has one of the best healthcare systems in Southwest Florida at Lee Health. And with the majority of the population being older, it makes sense that healthcare costs would be higher because the premiums will be higher with an aging population. But healthcare in itself is not intrinsically more expensive. It's just the fact that the population is on average paying a higher premium. Grocery costs are about 3% above national average, meaning it's about the same as it would be in most other states. But with an aging and retiring population, there are also tons of affordable and delicious places to eat. So these are just some of the differences to give you an idea of what cost of living is like in Fort Myers. But to get an idea of what it would be like for you specifically, check out the cost of living calculator on bankrate.com. You can put in your current region and then select the Sarasota-Bradenton region and get a breakdown of the major categorical differences, as well as some really great examples of specific costs, like what's a T-bone steak that costs down here versus where you are. Just click the link in the description. Well, I hope that gives you a better idea of the cost of living in Fort Myers. But if you're thinking of making the move and would like to browse some properties in the area, just go to my website, type in your search criteria, and you can see the schools, the walk score, mortgage calculations, and area map for every property. Plus, you can schedule showings or take a virtual tour. Just go to www.swflrelocationteam.com. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you learned something from it, please smash the like button and leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you'll get notified when I release the next video. Thanks again for watching, y'all, and I'll see you next week.